The explosive.
Very well, Captain.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
Hey there, fellow Trekkies. Welcome back to On the Inside. Today, we're diving deep into the iconic Star Trek, the original series, and unraveling 9 things that just don't add up. While we all love the show for its visionary storytelling and captivating characters, there are some head-scratching moments that even the most die-hard fans can't ignore. So, buckle up as we engage warp speed and explore these puzzling anomalies in the Star Trek universe. Kicking off our list at number 9 is the recurring theme of mind control wreaking havoc on the Enterprise crew. From the infamous Naked Time to this side of paradise episode of Spock's seduction by spores, and then in Season 3 is Captain Kirk's possession by Janice Lester. It seems the crew is alarmingly susceptible to external manipulation. One would think after encountering mind control multiple times, Starfleet would implement stricter protocols to safeguard against such occurrences. In Naked Time, an unknown infection causes crew members to lose their inhibitions, leading to chaotic behavior aboard the Enterprise. Despite the potentially disastrous consequences, the crew appears ill-prepared to handle the situation, with even Captain Kirk succumbing to the effects of the spaceborne pathogen. This pattern repeats itself in subsequent episodes, such as This Side of Paradise, where Spock falls under the influence of alien spores, compromising his judgment and loyalty to Starfleet. And who can forget Captain Kirk's chilling transformation into Janice Lester in Turnabout Intruder, where his body is hijacked by a vengeful former lover? The lack of adequate countermeasures against mind control raises serious questions about the Enterprise's security protocols and the crew's vulnerability to external threats. Despite their advanced technology and training, it seems the crew remains completely unprepared for the dangers lurking in the depths of space. Next up at number 8, we have the perplexing issue of stardates. Designed to track time across the galaxy, stardates in TOS often left viewers scratching their heads. With a formula based on producer birthdays and inconsistent numbering systems, stardates lacked the coherence fans expected. Despite attempts to rationalize them, stardates remained a source of confusion throughout the series. Originally intended to provide a standardized method of time-stamping events in the Star Trek universe, stardates instead became a source of inconsistency and ambiguity. Gene Roddenberry's tongue-in-cheek admission that stardates were determined by a complex formula based on the producer's birthday sheds light on the haphazard nature of their implementation. Furthermore, the writer's guides for TOS revealed that the first 3 digits of a stardate were chosen at random, while the final 2 digits represented the day and hour, respectively. However, these guidelines were often disregarded, resulting in wildly fluctuating stardate numbers that confounded viewers and detracted from the narrative coherence. Moving on to number 7, we encounter the enigma of warp speed. While warp factors were introduced to quantify the Enterprise's velocity, inconsistencies in their application left much to be desired. Terms like light year and parsec were used interchangeably, and the ship's traversal of vast distances varied dramatically from episode to episode. Perhaps the crew needed a more consistent roadmap through the galaxy. Let's navigate the complexities of warp speed in the Star Trek universe. Initially described as a technology powered by a space warp, the concept of warp drive underwent significant evolution throughout TOS. The introduction of warp factors sought to provide a standardized measure of the ship's velocity, with each factor representing a multiplier of the speed of light. However, inconsistencies in the portrayal of warp speed abound. In some episodes, the Enterprise traverses immense distances in mere seconds, while in others, the journey is depicted as arduous and time-consuming. Furthermore, terms like light year and parsec are used interchangeably, adding to the confusion surrounding the ship's capabilities. Despite these inconsistencies, warp speed remains a central aspect of Star Trek's exploration of the cosmos, allowing the Enterprise to boldly go where no one has gone before, albeit with a few navigational hiccups along the way. At number 6, we confront the elusive nature of the Federation economy. While the absence of currency suggests a post-scarcity society, occasional references to money and trade create confusion. Characters like Harcourt Fenton Mudd's pursuit of fortune and the Enterprise's negotiations for aid blur the lines of a moneyless economy. The Federation's fiscal framework remains a conundrum to this day. Let's delve into the complexities of the Federation economy. While the Federation is often portrayed as a utopian society free from the constraints of currency, glimpses of economic transactions and financial incentives suggest a more nuanced reality. In episodes such as Mudd's Women, we see characters motivated by material wealth and monetary gain, challenging the notion of a moneyless society. Similarly, Captain Kirk's negotiations for aid with miners and colonists hint at a system of trade and barter, albeit within the confines of Starfleet protocols. However, the absence of a clear explanation for the Federation's economic model leaves fans with more questions than answers. Are credits and currency relics of a bygone era, or do they still hold sway in the 23rd century? Or does the Federation keep money on hand to barter with those that still use those currency relics? Only time will tell as Star Trek continues to explore the frontiers of economics and social policy in the final frontier. Sliding into number 5 is the Mirror Universe's perplexing portrayal. While Mirror Mirror introduced audiences to an alternate reality, its portrayal of pervasive evil raises eyebrows. The notion of an entire universe populated by ruthless counterparts challenges the show's established principles of cooperation and progress. The Mirror Universe remains a captivating, albeit confounding facet of Star Trek lore. Let's peer into the looking glass of the Mirror Universe. Originating from the iconic Mirror Mirror episode, this alternate reality offers a dark reflection of the Federation's utopian ideals. Here, humanity's noble aspirations are twisted into a ruthless quest for power and dominance, with violence and treachery replacing cooperation and diplomacy. While the concept of a parallel universe is a staple of science fiction, the Mirror Universe's extreme portrayal of evil strains credulity. The idea that an entire civilization could devolve into a state of perpetual conflict and oppression challenges our understanding of human nature and societal dynamics. Despite its inconsistencies, the Mirror Universe continues to captivate audiences with its dark allure and tantalizing glimpses of what might have been. As Star Trek explores the boundaries of morality and ethics, the Mirror Universe remains a compelling mirror to our own reality, reflecting the complexities of human nature in all its shades of light and dark. At number 4, we unravel the curious fate of Khan Noonien Singh. Despite his defeat by Captain Kirk, Khan's exile to a distant planet raises questions about the logic of punishment. Spock's skepticism about the Enterprise's intervention highlights the inefficiency of such punitive measures. Khan's saga epitomizes the complexities of justice in the Star Trek universe. Khan, a genetically engineered superhuman, Khan's quest for power and dominance poses a formidable challenge to Starfleet and the crew of the Enterprise. However, Captain Kirk's decision to exile Khan and his followers to a remote planet raises ethical questions about the nature of punishment and rehabilitation in the Federation. Spock's astute observation that Earth was on the brink of chaos during Khan's era underscores the gravity of the situation. In a time of global upheaval, one might question the wisdom of sending a dangerous tyrant into the unknown depths of space rather than addressing the underlying issues that led to his rise to power. Furthermore, the lack of oversight and accountability in Khan's exile raises concerns about the Federation's approach to justice. Without clear guidelines and mechanisms for ensuring the safety and well-being of both Khan's followers and the inhabitants of the planet they inhabit, Kirk's decision appears rash and ill-considered. Despite these challenges, Khan's story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the need for vigilance in safeguarding the principles of peace and justice in the galaxy. Coming in at number 3 is the curious proximity of the USS Enterprise to Starfleet and Federation space. Despite its mission to explore the unknown reaches of the galaxy, the Enterprise frequently encounters familiar faces and allies from Starfleet and Federation colonies. This begs the question, just how far does the Enterprise venture into uncharted territory? Let's chart the course of the USS Enterprise's journey. Tasked with a 5-year mission to explore new worlds and seek out new life forms, the Enterprise embarks on a voyage of discovery across the cosmos. However, despite the vast expanse of space before them, the crew often finds themselves within reach of Starfleet and Federation outposts. While the occasional encounter with fellow Starfleet personnel or colonists adds depth to the narrative, it also raises questions about the true extent of the Enterprise's exploratory endeavours. Are they truly venturing into uncharted territory, or are they merely scratching the surface of what lies beyond Federation space? Perhaps the limitations of episodic storytelling necessitated the Enterprise's proximity to familiar settings and characters. Nonetheless, the discrepancy between the ship's mission and its frequent encounters with Starfleet allies remains a puzzling aspect of TOS that continues to intrigue fans to this day. At number 2, we unravel the mysteries of the ill-fated Assignment Earth mission. Conceived as a backdoor pilot for a potential spin-off series, the episode introduces viewers to Gary 7, a mysterious operative tasked with safeguarding Earth's future. However, the Enterprise's involvement in this temporal escapade raises more questions than it answers. Let's rewind the clock and examine the details of the Assignment Earth mission. As the Enterprise travels back in time to the 20th century, they find themselves embroiled in a web of intrigue and uncertainty. Gary 7's enigmatic presence and his feline companion add a layer of complexity to an already convoluted plot. Despite the potential for historical research, the risks of altering the timeline loom large over the Enterprise crew. With the fate of humanity hanging in the balance, Captain Kirk and his team must tread carefully to prevent unintended consequences from altering the course of history. However, the rationale behind the Enterprise's involvement in this mission remains shrouded in mystery. Why would Starfleet risk altering the timeline for the sake of historical research? And what role does Gary 7 play in Earth's future? These questions linger long after the credits roll, leaving fans to ponder the true nature of the Assignment Earth mission. Finally, we arrive at the pinnacle of absurdity with the infamous episode Spocks Brain. In this surreal adventure, an advanced civilization steals Spock's brain to power their supercomputer, leading to a series of improbable events that defy logic and reason. Let's dissect the absurdity of Spock's brain. From the nonsensical premise of brain transplantation to the implausible notion of remote-controlled bodies, this episode stretches the limits of believability to their breaking point. The Morgs and iMorgs' bizarre society, driven by technological dependency and primitive instincts, serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of unchecked advancement. Despite its shortcomings, Spock's Brain endures as a cult classic among Star Trek fans, celebrated for its unintentional humor and outlandish plot twists. While it may not stand up to rigorous scrutiny, it remains a testament to the show's willingness to experiment with unconventional storytelling and push the boundaries of the sci-fi genre. And there you have it, folks. 9 things about Star Trek, the original series that leave us scratching our heads. From mind control mishaps to warp speed woes, TOS may not always make sense, but it never fails to entertain. What are your thoughts on these puzzling aspects of the show? Do you have any other TOS head scratchers to add to the list? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of sci-fi and beyond. Until next time, live long and prosper.